Pressure BioSciences announces early access program for UST Nanoemulsion processing. Here to tell us more is CEO Rick Schumacher. Rick, tell us what the 411 is.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate having me on. We mentioned in a press release in September of 2021 that we are going to commercialize our ultra shear technology, the amazing technology we've been working on for about 5 years that uses high pressure and a valve that shears or cuts. And we can cut oil into tiny nanoparticles that will allow anything in the oil to be absorbed by the body much better than it is now. We announced that we were going to go public with this with a commercial system both in the East Coast and the West Coast in the fourth quarter of 2022. The problem is, and it's a good problem, there are good problems in this world, is that we've had a number of people that we've been working with, groups we've been working with that said, we don't want to wait that long. Is there any way that you can get us access before that? And it got to the point where there's 2 or 3 or 4 that literally said, we'll come to the table now if you'll give us some early access. So we met and strategized, and we decided to start an early access program, which we announced today, so that we are starting an early access program. We expect to start with our first couple of contracts by really in just a couple of months, by the beginning of the third quarter of 2022, which is just 2 months away. We are talking to a handful of people, probably a half a dozen. We mentioned in the press release today, we thought we'd have 2 contracts to announce before June 30th, and we still feel like we're going to have at least 2 before June 30th. And these are the ones that will have early access starting in July. What we're doing is we have internally, we've developed some instruments that we're using for R&D. We're going to turn them into instruments for commercial purposes. We're going to nanoemulsify is what it's called. We're going to use these instruments to take material for, it could be CBD oil, it could be astaxanthin oil, it could be vitamin D3 oil, it could be retinol, which is a product that's used in a lot of cosmetics. It could be neem oil for the agriculture, but we have groups that want us to break that oil down into nanoparticles so that the active ingredient inside can be better absorbed by the plant, by the animal, by the human. And we're very excited to say that we figured out a way to start a program where we could start at least 3 months earlier than we expected, which means revenue will start to be generated 3 months earlier, which is always good for a company. And we also talked about in the press release the fact that anybody that does nanoemulsions, and there aren't a lot of groups in the world even that make nanoemulsions for commercial purposes. I probably count them on 2 hands. But the number of companies that need nanoemulsions, I couldn't count. If you had 1,000 people here, I couldn't count them on every one of their hands and fingers and toes at all. There's just so many groups out there that need good, solid nanoemulsions. And not every nanoemulsion is the same. We think we've got the best process in the world right now. We read and look and see all the time at what's out there, and we don't think anybody can come close. We've already announced that our CBD oil nanoemulsion has gone 24 months in stability, rock solid, never changed a speck in 24 months. And I've never seen anything like that from anybody else. We've also made nanoemulsions of astaxanthin, the world's most powerful antioxidant. We've made nanoemulsions of neem oil for agriculture, and these are all highly stable, and they're nanoemulsions, which means they're going to be very bioavailable. The active ingredient's going to get in to the system much faster. The leaf, the plant, the human, the animal. I want to add one more thing, Michael, is that one size does not fit all. Some of the competition out there talks about the stabilizers. All these nanoemulsions need some kind of a stabilizer added to them. What you want to do, if possible, is keep it green, keep it organic, keep it non-GMO, keep it plant-based, and that's what we've done, non-synthetic, and that's what we've done. We know so many companies that are developing stabilizers. First of all, they use the same stabilizer for any product, any nanoemulsion product, and that can't be done. And also they're using they're using synthetics and things like this. We don't. So ours is very green. And it's also, we talk to the customer, we figure out what it is that if it's a CBD nanoemulsion they need, it's going to have a different formulation than if it's an astaxanthin or vitamin D3. It just has to have it. Might be slight, might be drastic, but it has to be different in almost every case. And that's what we do. So we're very happy. We've already had some phone calls with the press release that went out today. Very excited to move up our commercialization this year by at least 3 months.
Wonderful. Well, Rick, you said it very well at the beginning. The fact that these people are essentially beating down your door to get the product and stuff as early as possible is an amazing problem to have. So congratulations on launching this early access program. If anybody has any questions about any of this, let us know and we'll happily dive into it further. And of course, stay tuned for another update coming soon. And Rick, have a wonderful day.
I will. You too, Mike.